Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you a recipe I found for buttermilk biscuits and they are good. Okay, I'm going to start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and then I'm going to put the dry ingredients in this bowl. I need 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and you want to preheat your oven to 500 degrees. And then you need 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and you also need a little salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. I think I'm going to put 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And you're going to take 4 tablespoons of butter, and you want to slice them into a 1/4 inch slice, like this. And then I put mine in the freezer for a couple of minutes while my oven was preheating. And you can use a food processor for this. I forgot to stir my dry ingredients. Put my butter in there. I'm going to take my pastry cutter and just cut this butter into the flour. And once I get done with this, I'll show you what it looks like. Butter into the flour. It's nice and crumbly. And you want to work quickly to keep it as cold as you can. And then I'm going to take 1½ cups of buttermilk. It calls for low-fat buttermilk, but I'm going to put whole buttermilk because that's what I have. And this is going to be a very wet dough. It's supposed to be a very wet dough. And we're not going to roll it out. We're going to gently stir it together. And you don't have to sift your flour or anything, just measure. You can have 2 cups or 10 ounces. I just did the cup measurement. It's pretty wet. You gotta make sure it's really combined. You don't want to see pieces of dry flour. And this makes about 12 biscuits. Okay, I think that's... I found this recipe in a Cook's Illustrated baking book, and we really like them. Sorry about that. Okay, throw this in the sink. And then we're going to take a 1/4 measuring cup, and I'm going to spray it with non-stick spray. We're not going to roll these out. We're going to scoop these in this cup, and you actually use a total of 3 cups. You're going to take another cup and spread it out into a pan, and then I have my pan ready over here. Sorry if you can't see it all. I'm by myself today. And you're going to take a level scoop of dough. Should have floured my hands. And you're going to dump it in this flour mixture, and you're just going to roll it around a little bit, shape it just a little, and you want to shake off the excess flour. And then I'm going to set it in this pan right here. Let me do one more for you. So you scoop it into the measuring cup, and then you dump it out, and you just roll it around the flour, and then you try to shake the excess off, and then you just put it in your pan. And I like to put them close together. Let me finish these, and I'll show you the next step. I actually got 11. And you're going to take the other 2 tablespoons of butter and brush the tops of these. And my oven's preheated to 500. You're going to put them in the oven Well, I'll tell you in a second after I finish brushing these. The butter gives it a golden crust. And sometimes I like to brush them after they come out of the oven as well. Okay. And that's what they look like now. I'm gonna put them in the oven at 500 for 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna reduce the temperature to 450 for 15 minutes and keep an eye on them. And I'll show you what they look like. Guys, it's been 15 minutes. I'm gonna take them out of the oven. You can actually smell them. It smells so good. And you have a crispy top. This produces a very fluffy, moist biscuit. I'm gonna let them rest for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna dump them into a tea towel, and then we'll cut one open and put some jam on it. Butter the top again. You can't ever have too much butter. Just a little. We just love this recipe. It's a little different, but it produces a really nice biscuit. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm gonna take them out of the pan, and so they don't sweat in the pan. I'm gonna just put it out, take them out, and put them on a tea towel. And put my pan in the sink. And they just come apart, and the tops are crispy, the bottom is crispy, and the inside's very, very moist. These are so good. And I also have my homemade strawberry jam. If you'd like to see that, I'll be happy to do that. Let's see, I'm gonna put a little jam on here. Can you see? Let's see. That's what they look like. I'm gonna take a taste. Oh my gosh, they're just so good. And I would suggest using real buttermilk. I think it really makes a difference. And also good butter. But this is my biscuit recipe, and I really hope you try it. I think you're gonna like it. And makes your house smell really good. Thank you for watching, and have a fabulous day.